Welcome to Scott Cooks. Today we're going to be making this mushroom boneless pork loin filet with parsnips, celery, and carrots. We're going to do that in the Ninja Foodi. Stay tuned. My plan for this meal is to pressure cook this pork. This is a 1 1/4 pound. So I'm going to pressure cook this for about an hour on high. Then I'm going to release the pressure. I'm going to leave the pork in, and then I'm going to add my vegetables and go about another 30 minutes. That way, that'll keep the vegetables from getting all soggy, and it'll give this the right amount of time. Because the food is going to be crazy hot when I release the pressure, it'll bring right back up to pressure again pretty quickly. So that's going to be my plan, and let's get started. This pork loin has been pre-seasoned. So I'm going to be putting it on the rack. I will use the rack in an inverted position in the Foodi. I've added 2 cups of water to the Foodi. And the reason I'm doing that is pretty simple. I don't want to lose the flavoring that's already on here. So if I were to just drop this right into the water, all the flavor would just go away into the water. I want to keep this on there as much as I can. So if you're using a pork loin that's not been flavored, I would suggest not using the rack. Put your flavorings right into the water. You're better than bouillon, your bay leaves, whatever you're going to use, and drop it right into the water. And maybe even put some holes in it to absorb that flavor. This case is a little different, and so this is how we're going to do it. Go ahead and put our pressure lid on. Make sure you turn it to seal, which is all the way to the left. Power up. Pressure will default to high. Time, you can just press and hold. 1 hour. And start. Once we reach the 1 hour mark, we'll come back and release the pressure and get our vegetables in. Let's go ahead and prepare our carrots. I've got these little small carrots. I'm just going to cut them in half. But if you were using full-size carrots, that's about the size I'm looking for. About 1 inch. I'm just tossing everything in a bowl. All the vegetables will just go together at the same time. Go ahead and cut our celery up. I just trimmed it and washed it. Same. Pretty good chunks. If you make it too small, it's just going to get really soft and mushy and almost disappear on you in there. I want chunks of vegetables when I eat this. These are parsnips. I know they look like a carrot. They do not taste like a carrot. These have a very strong root vegetable flavor. Fantastic odor. And I love parsnips. I even grow them in my own garden. These are not for my garden, but I do grow them. If you don't have parsnips, I would have thrown in probably a turnip or maybe a couple small potatoes, but these are really great. So you do want to peel these though. So I'm going to trim them and peel them. I'll be doing this mostly over the trash can, but I'm using a Cutco peeler. This piece here rocks, so it gets over all the bumpy stuff, and Cutco peeler makes life simple. Voila. All right, I'm gonna finish this over the trash can. Okay, now as great as these are, you don't really want a huge bite of one of these. So what I usually do is cut them normal size, and then this big end, I usually take them and just whack them in half. So smaller end, just leave it. That's how I do it. And that's all the vegetables I'm going to put in here. Okay, our roast is almost ready for the first hour. And we'll be releasing the pressure here in 2.5 minutes. And we're going to retain all the liquid that's in there. And we're going to throw in our vegetables and bring it back up to pressure again. Okay, the 1 hour is up. I'm going to release the pressure now. I highly recommend you guys keep a wooden spoon sitting near your Foodi. Pressure that comes out of there is scalding the steam, and nobody wants to go to the hospital over a pork loin. So use your spoon, use the back of a knife, use something to keep your hand away. This is going to be loud. Once enough pressure releases, that little red button right there will drop. When the button drops, it's safe to go ahead and remove the lid. Just make sure you've got a place that can handle the lid, because it's going to be really, really hot. And oh my goodness, my kitchen smells so good. All right, should be dropping in a second. Okay, lid off. Now, of course, we're going to put it right back on. So there's always a little condensation stuck up in the lid because of the way the seal sits. So I just roll that out. And look at that pork loin. Oh my goodness. Is that fantastic or what? Okay, what we're going to do now is take our vegetables and just dump them in. They'll go down through the rack. So I'm not worried, most of them anyway, and the ones that don't, I'm not too worried about it. So these will get steamed, some of them will fall down through the rack. They're gonna get pressurized, that's fantastic. Okay, back on. Now, when your lid is, and your Foodi is hot, sometimes you have to just let the lid sit, settle. So give it a second and let it settle. And then you can spin it and make sure you turn it back to seal. We're going to bring it back up to pressure again. And that water is boiling in there, so it's going to come back up to pressure pretty quick. Okay, as before, pressure defaults to high. Press and hold. Well, press and hold should have worked. Fine, we'll just press the button then. Sometimes things don't work quite the way you plan them. Anyway, you know how that goes. Fire away. All right, I'm giving this 30 minutes. At the 30-minute mark, I'll release the pressure again, check my vegetables, check my pork loin. If everything is cooked properly, we'll be finished. If not, I can always add a little more water, give it a little more time. The Ninja Foodi is very versatile. Let's go ahead and release the pressure. All right, button is down. Let's see what we got here, guys. first thing we want to do, excuse me with the camera, I'm going to get you a little closer. First thing we want to do is check our pork. I'm going to be using this thermometer here. Right down the center. Oh, it's very tender. And we're looking for at least 165. Okay, well, we've clearly gotten that. We're just shot up to almost 200. So doneness is no problem. Tenderness is what we're after now. So we're going to do two things here. First, we're just going to simply go in for a carrot, because carrots are the toughest thing. So let's find a big old fat carrot. All right, I just went right through that carrot. Vegetables are ready. Try another one. Right through it. And just for the heck of it, push my fork right through that pork. Let's get it out, cut a piece, see how we're looking. All right, just pulled this out of the Foodi. Take the thickest part back here. And you can't see me because of my hand. Let's go the other way. Oh, well, I think as you can see, that is pretty tender. I'm not even cutting it, I just pulled it apart. Look. There you have it. Pressure cooked, pre-seasoned pork loin with vegetables, carrots, celery, parsnips. All done in the Ninja Foodi. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Click that bell for notifications. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Hit that like button. Leave me some comments. And I hope you enjoyed watching.